Tony. Before I start the video, I do want to say please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to learn how I trade, my strategies, if you want to join the chat and see how everybody else is doing, please join at patreon.com/ but I'm not a trader. Again, that will be locked really soon before I move everything into my own website. And that will be minimum, instead of being 10-20 bucks per month, now it's going to be a one-time fee of minimum like $500, right? So the Patreon is going to be locked. The OG members are going to stay there, but any new members coming in, it is going to be $500 one-time fee, if not a lot higher, right? That's probably going to keep going up over time. So for SPY, I did tell you guys last week that I think a sell-off was going to start this week. And we actually started a little bit earlier than I thought. We did hit 502, 503, I think, like I mentioned in my last video before dropping. I did think that the SPX 500 would go a little bit higher. We did hit at peak 504 SPX. I thought we were going to hit 507, right? So I thought we were going to go a little bit higher towards like 507 before selling off, right? But we only managed to hit 504 before coming right back down, right? So, and right now there's really two things that can happen on the SPX and on the SPY, right? So two major things right now, and it looks like we are starting to accelerate to the lower end, essentially, right? So where's my 4 hour? There we go. So we are in a much bigger trend here, right? As you can see, we have a much bigger channel that we just crossed into, right? As well as SPY, right? SPY actually just there you go. So SPY is a much bigger has much bigger channel, so we can run with SPY today. But as of right now, you do have a liquidity level down here at 497, and then you have your major channel down here around 493, right? So I do think that as of right now with SPY, you do have a very good chance of, not a very good chance, I do think we're going to come back down minimum to at least 497 before bouncing back up to 501. Or if this channel or if this liquidity level breaks, you're more than likely going to come down to 493, right? Usually when you have sell-offs like this, you usually end up you're doing like a full like sub-channel sell-off, right? Like a mid-channel sell-off, not a full channel, but like half a channel. And that can kind of happen. That's more than likely probably going to happen here. The chances of us going back to 493 are extremely high this week, next week, right? So we either come all the way back down to 493, or you come back down at least to 497 and you bounce. So as of right now, I do think minimum we sell off to 497 before trying to find some sort of support and then bouncing towards 501, or you actually break this liquidity level, right, and do something like this. Come down like this, maybe retest and then come down like that, or you just like go straight down towards here. And I think today we have there's like big news, right? I forgot what it was, but again, these are going to be your only directions, right? I think there's like a 99% chance we sell off to 497 before recovering, right? Or we come all the way back down to 493. If we do bounce from here, I would be extremely surprised, like right at this level where we are, right? But if we want to actually, this would have to have some crazy, like, you would have to recover back up over to like 501 SPX for this to cancel out, essentially, right? I think we have news at 5:30. I'm not really sure what the news is, I think, but this would have to come all the way back to 501, right? You essentially have to close this. You have to close a bull candle like this, right? To come right back up here, right, and close a, whoops, what happened here? Let's see, So you have to, from here where you are, you have to go all the way here, and then like that. So you basically have to recover this full drop, right? Like this. We'll do that. There you go. So you basically have to, instead of like coming down here on this candle, you have to go all the way back up here. So in the next 2 hours and 22 minutes, right, which is when this candle closes, you have to recover all of this back above this channel trend right here, right? In order for this to still be bullish, you basically have to go from here all the way up here and close like this, right? And then and only then, right, can you actually see this pumping back up like this. But for now, right, because we already closed under this channel and you're closing under the second channel, like there's like a 99% chance you keep dropping to a 499 SPX, right? But again, if you want to stay bullish, you have to close a candle like this all the way like this back above trend. So, I don't want to go too much into it, but that's essentially it. I mean, we can look at other things, right? Like the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ, you're already recovering at liquidity, right? So again, if you have, like, for example, this is my, I don't want to go into it, but the liquidity strategy, essentially liquid. If you have a 4-hour trigger right here, this is basically going to be your trade, right? Like I'd long this all day right now, just on, because we're on liquidity, but this would be your trade right now, right? Look at that. Like if you're running like a swing account, or if you're funded, like a lot of the people are in my chat, like this is basically what you're running right now. You're waiting for actually a 1 hour perfect entry close, right? So again, I would wait for this hour to close bullish, right? A little red dot here, and your stochastic at lows, and I would long this, right? Your first take profit would be 1780 on the NASDAQ. Your second take profit would be up here at 18 something. Whoops. Right there, right? So already right now, you're looking at a 10 RR. So if you're risking $100 in this move right here, you're making $1,000 easy. Or you can risk $1,000 if you're funded and you're making 10 grand today, right? So I would definitely long this towards the upside on the 4 hour. So this is a pretty easy long to the upside, in my opinion, on the NASDAQ, if you have a perfect entry on the hour. So I'd wait to see what happens, right? But again, you could definitely bounce here on the NASDAQ, or you can start selling off because of news. And then again, I already told you guys with Bitcoin, I was extremely bullish, and I told you guys long coin, long Maro, and that's exactly what happened, right? Came all the way back up the channel. I do think from here, you're starting to see some selling pressure at 50K. So I would not be surprised for Bitcoin to actually sell off to 48,867, like back to mid channel, right? If you start breaking this, right? If you start breaking this channel again, then I think for sure you're headed towards like a 52K. I'll tell you guys that right now. If you start closing some 4-hour candles above here, mid channel, like around 50,300, if you start coming up here to this level, I think next level at 52.4 is like guaranteed, right? And you can kind of have like a nice direction with the DXY, right? And the dollar is pretty weak right now, right? Essentially, it does not, you did go over channel, but you're just trading sideways, right? This can definitely just come all the way back down. And if this closes above top of the channel, like at 103.6, I can almost guarantee you that if you close down here somewhere on the hour, on the daily, you're going to go all the way back down to like 101. I can almost guarantee you, or at least back to this like liquid of like 103.06, right? So yeah, I do think you're seeing a lot of resistance at this 104, 214 level. You haven't broken this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. You haven't broken this in 7 days, right? The 2-day already closed. The 3-day is about to close in 2 days. Yeah, I would definitely short this, the DXY, and I would think that Bitcoin's going to keep running towards the upside. But again, that's basically it. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, you can definitely recover on the SPX. Whoops, I really almost thought that was, see? You're already starting to see some sort of recovery right here. But again, you have to close on the SPX above here to 5015, like above this trend right here. You have to close above this, or at least above, like somewhere right here, above any of these channels to still be kind of bullish. If you keep closing down here, I can guarantee you're going to drop to a 4992 SPX. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.